Okay, take out a piece of paper. I'm going to give you the steps for how to multiply and divide fractions. So first we're going to look at multiplying. Multiplying fractions. So step number 1 is to cross cancel everything. So remember, cross canceling is just reducing only in an x. So remember how you learned how to reduce fractions. Cross canceling is exactly like reducing, just in an x. You just need to find the one number that they can both be divided by, only you do it in an x. Second step is to then multiply the numerators across. And the third step, multiply the denominators across. If by the time you get to your final answer, you should have to reduce, then you did not cross cancel enough. You should never, ever, ever have to reduce when you're multiplying or dividing. If you end up reducing, it means you did not cross cancel enough. Now, let's look at dividing. Well, we cannot divide fractions. So we have to do something called copy.flip. So I call this step 0 because it's what we do and then we multiply. So copy the first fraction exactly like it is, then dot, we make the divide sign into a multiply sign, and then we flip the second one. And then the next step after that, because now we're multiplying, is we cross cancel everything. And then the next step is we multiply our numerators across. And then the last step is we multiply our denominators across. And again, we should never, ever have to reduce. Because dividing is basically multiplying. We just need to remember before we start the multiplying process, we have to do copy.flip. So, let's look at these. Again, it would be a good idea if you pause, see if you can do these yourself, and then come back and see how we do them together. So I always like to look at this first and get rid of the sign, or take care of the sign. So positive times a negative is going to be a negative, and then I just don't have to worry about it anymore. So now let's look. The 4 and the 5. You're thinking about cross-canceling, which is reducing, basically. There is no one number that can be divided into each of these, so we cannot cross-cancel them. Now let's look at the 2 and the 7. Again, nothing that can go into each of them evenly, so we don't have any cross-canceling to do. Our next step is then to multiply the numerators across. 4 times 2 is 8. And then we multiply the denominators across. 7 times 5, 35. And we're done. Let's look at this one. This is dividing. So the first thing I need to do before I start the multiplying process is copy.flip. So I'm going to copy the first one exactly like it is. Dot. Change the divide to multiply, because now we're multiplying, and then flip, and that's literally what it means. What was on the bottom is now on the top. What was on the top is now on the bottom. So copy, dot, flip, and now we have the rules for multiplying. So Can I cross cancel these? Is there one number that can go into both of them evenly? Nope. How about these? Yes. 4 can go into each of these evenly. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now, negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. And I'm done. Let's look at this one. Well, this is multiplying. Do not copy dot flip when you're multiplying. We only do that when we're dividing. We only start by copy dot flipping when we're dividing. So this one is, I'm just going to look and see, can I cross cancel these? Well, 3 can go into both 3 and 6. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Can I cross cancel the 10 and the 5? Yep. So 5 goes into each of them. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Now I multiply up the numerators. 1 times 1 is 1. Multiply up the denominators. 2 times 2 is 4. And I'm done. You notice no reducing. Okay? Now, first thing I want to do here is change my whole number into a fraction. So I do that by putting it over a 1. Now notice this is dividing. So I'm going to do copy dot flip. So copy the first one exactly like it is. Dot, change divide to multiply, flip the second one. Now, can I cross cancel the 6 and 1? No. We never, ever, ever cross cancel with a 1 because it doesn't change anything. Can I cross cancel the 5 and 10? Yes, I can. 5 goes into each of these equally, so 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Multiply up the numerators. 1 times 1 is 1. And multiply up the denominators. 6 times 2 is 12. And there we have it.